It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. I've heard that somewhere before. And this weekend and right through the holiday season, you can get into the Christmas spirit by visiting our friends at the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center, soon to have a new name. Lisa is back. The last time you and I talked back in August, a very warm day, Lisa, by the way.
It was.
If I remember correctly. You were, the name change, the rebranding of this whole wonderful organization, you were in the process of doing that. That has now happened. You rolled it out a couple of weeks ago. The Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center will be known in the near future as
Foothills Community Center.
Great idea. You had a lot of submissions too, probably more than you were expecting, right?
We had over 500 submissions. There were some duplicates, lots of variations on different names, but we had some really good ones. There were probably a dozen that we had to eliminate and work on what the best was, which ended up being Foothills.
Foothills, did you have a committee, a bunch of people who kind of know what they're talking about when it comes to how to rebrand an organization that everybody knows and respects, but you needed to rebrand anyway? How did that final decision of Foothills? Was it a board of directors, or was it you?
No, it wasn't me. We took the top names, compiled the reasoning behind why we chose those names, and then presented those to the board, and then the board narrowed it down from those. They had, in the end, I think they had 5 that they voted on, and the end vote, we actually had a different name. And then when we went to use that name, we discovered that it wasn't available through the state. So we went back to the drawing board, took the group of names that we already had, did another vote, and it was unanimous, Foothills Community Center.
So the Foothills Community Center is going to be the new name, but we're not there yet. You still have a few things you got to do, new logo, new signs, a few other things. So what's the timeline when the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center switches over to their new name, Foothills?
We have a hard date, January 1st. That's our goal. It kind of depends on the state, how fast they are with the approval of the name. Once that's done, we're already working on the logo. We're working on signs and different things like that. So once the state comes through and says, yes, we're ready to roll with it. So expect the first of the year.
Yeah, you can't rush through these things. And as you mentioned before, and it can be a little cost prohibitive, stationery, signs, logos, name tags, everything. That's all got to be all brand new.
Yes, and getting the information out to all of our vendors. We have a list, and every day I think of more. So we need to get the information out to them as well. And we don't want anybody to be left in confusion. Now wait, what's Foothills? What happened to the senior center? Are you not the senior center? And we'll always be the senior center, but it will be now Foothills Community Center.
Does the fact that you're adjacent to Foothills Middle School play any role in that?
It played a role in the decision making. There was a little bit of hesitancy at first. There was some concern that people would be confused, and they would think if we had an event they were supposed to go to the Foothills Middle School or vice versa. And we talked it through and decided that it wasn't anything that was going to be a problem, and actually it might be to our benefit. So,
speaking of confusing people, this Saturday you can go to Foothills Middle School and participate in the 28th annual holiday gift fair. 28. So you've done 27 of these. You know what you're doing by now.
Oh, you would think.
I suppose this is big. This is a one-day, really big event. It's one of the biggest events, if not the single biggest event that you guys do every year. Talk about Saturday.
Well, Saturday actually started a month ago, and I should really say it started this summer. It's a lot of prep work. It's a lot of front work, especially with the vendors coming in. And we will actually sign people up on Saturday for next year. And we kick it off on Friday. We start setting up, we kick everybody out of the social hall. We start setting the social hall up with space for booths, and then the vendors start coming in. They're here into the early evening, then we kick them out, and then we are back at 6:30 in the morning getting ready for a second round. And by 9 o'clock, there are people standing at the doors waiting to get in. We open the doors and the party begins.
And that is the holiday gift fair. So these are individual craftsmen selling their individual wares, one-of-a-kind stuff you're not going to find essentially anywhere. And there's like 120 vendors. This event just keeps getting bigger.
It does.
You sometimes have a hard time wrapping your hand around it, making sure things don't get out of control.
Well, I passed that on to somebody new last year. We have a new program director, Lydia Agidius, and she has done a fabulous job. She is younger than some of us around here, and she comes with a new perspective. So she was able to do all of it online, online booths. You can register online. You can order your meal online. It took a lot out of our work, a lot out of our hands. So it's much easier to do. It's still a ton of work for us, but it's definitely worth it, and it is our biggest event.
It fills up this entire place, especially the main hall there just behind us. And then, of course, you take up the entire gymnasium and the entire commons of your next door neighbors, Foothills Middle School.
Yes.
That's a lot of real estate. And so maybe the most important thing that our viewers need to know is this isn't an in and out kind of thing on Saturday.
Oh, no.
If you want to walk by every booth, and you're going to want to walk by every booth, you want to commit a couple of hours, that kind of stuff, right?
I would commit a couple hours. Typically, it slows down a little bit in the mid-afternoon. Vendors are putting their things away at 3 o'clock, and it officially closes at 3. But last year, it wasn't like that. From the morning from the time we opened in that morning until we closed, it was a constant stream of people. So, if you think you're going to hit a certain time and get through it quickly, probably it won't happen. So commit a little time.
Again, it's here at the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center and their next door neighbor, Foothills Middle School. Even though your guys are neighbors, there's still some pretty good distance between the two. It's about a city block between your parking lot and their parking lot. You've taken care of that for those people who don't much care for walking. Town Chrysler Jeep Dodge is in again this year. They're going to shuttle people. They
donate a car to us. Every year they have done this. And so we go pick it up early Saturday morning, and we have a driver that just goes back and forth all day long. Calvary Chapel across the street. We also have parking there. They will let us use their space if we need to. And so they'll even make a stop over there a couple times throughout the day to pick people up.
That eliminated my next question, which was parking, because you guys have a pretty sizable lot, as does Foothills, but we're talking that many people in a small period of time. Parking could be a little tight.
It is tight, and when you add the vendors in that are here all day long, minimum of 120 vehicles out there, plus everybody coming in and out, it gets tight.
You mentioned you'll be signing up vendors for next year during this year's event. A lot of these people come year after year after year, which is exactly what you want because, hey, this is a great place for us to sell our wares.
Yeah, I would say there's a return rate of probably greater than 50%. Not everybody signs up the day of. They get a discount if they sign up the day of. But we still have a lot of people that they're exhausted after it's over and they think, I'm never doing this again. And then next year rolls around and guess what? They're signing up again. So.
And again, if you're a patron, you're gonna be dealing one-on-one with the vendors who are selling their goods at their individual tables at Foothills into here. So bring your debit card or credit card or cash or whatever, but they'll probably take all of those things, right? Everybody's swiping nowadays.
Yep. And we even have some tablets that we can use for different things. We have to kind of feel it out and see how it works as far as registering for next year. It should be a piece of cake, but not everybody is technology savvy, and so we may have to work with some people, and we have tablets as well that we can help them with.
And also on Saturday, the grand reopening of the Christmas Cottage, when you turn this whole thing into a Christmas-themed extravaganza.
Yes.
And in fact, you're prepping right now as we speak. And that'll open all the way through the Christmas to come in and do that. And of course, the big thing here is you've got a lot of stuff.
We
got
do.
A lot of stuff.
We have a semi-trailer sized storage container out back that is full with Christmas things. We take one of our suites and we empty that suite out from all of the stuff we use all year long, take as much as we can out of the container, bring it into that room. That's kind of like our staging room, and then this happens. And it continually recycles until just before Christmas when we do a half off sale. But there's new stuff coming in every day.
Yeah, that's the key. Well, kind of like the holiday gift fair, in that if you want to come and do the Christmas Cottage, if you just come once and never come back again, you're missing out because you guys are constantly, because you got so much stuff, you're constantly restocking the shelves with different things.
Yes.
This must be a logistical nightmare. How many volunteers, how many people figure out these are the Santas and these are the Nutcrackers and these are the Santa outfits and these are the Christmas cookie plates, and how did you wrap your head around that?
I'm glad I don't have to do it. The thrift store manager, Shannon, is the one that takes care of all of that, and you can see behind us there are already people working, and it goes on all day long. We have one night, sometimes it runs into 2 nights, where after the place shuts down, there's a team that comes in, and it's pretty much volunteers. There are a small handful of employees, but most of it's volunteers, and they come in and they price things, they set things up, they open boxes, they sort. They're they get pizza because of their hard work. But it's a big event. It happens one night and often goes into two. So, and then continually, you can see with the people we have here now, they're in here all day long.
If it was for volunteers, really, this place wouldn't exist. You have a staff. It's a very small staff, and you're not paying them a whole bunch of money. I think most of them would come just because they like it so much. But no volunteers, this whole organization doesn't exist, much less these two events we talked about.
Absolutely correct. We would not be here without our volunteers, and we appreciate them so much. I can never say that enough, and every time I get a chance to talk about our volunteers, I want people to know how much we appreciate them and how valuable they are. So yes, they keep us going, they keep our doors open.
Two more quick items and we'll cut you loose. She's a busy woman and we're busy guys, quite frankly. When we talked back in August, you were doing the big ask, the fundraiser. When you come here, you'll know you've completely outgrown this space. You've outgrown this space 10 years ago, if not longer than that. Where are we with that in the goal to build the thrift shop as a standalone to give you folks at the senior center more elbow room?
Well, we had an initial goal of $400,000 and we met that goal, and so now we're pushing that. We thought that would do what we needed to get grants from the state. Well, we're realizing that we probably need a little bit more than that, and so we've continued the push to grow that amount of money. But we're kind of stepping outside of our members and just our local demographic here. We're going into the communities, business owners, people that have donations that they would like to make and don't know we're here or don't know what we do. And so we're pushing some of those bigger ones. Once we get probably closer to $1 million, then we feel like we'll be ready to go with the state grants, and hopefully they can bring in the rest.
Quick little heads up, if you go to their website, they have kind of, in the thrift shop, they have deals all the time. This week it's 50% off books, or this week it's 50% off CDs, or half off this, half off that. Always check that. And you can also book your lunch reservation by going to your website, because this is a great place for lunch.
Oh,
it's a cheap place for lunch.
Yes, it's fantastic. It's a full meal. You get your proteins and your carbs and your vegetables and your fruit and dessert. So for $5, if you're a member. If you're not a member, it's $10, and you come here a couple times and you might as well have purchased your membership. So
all they need is a 24-hour notice to know you're coming, so they know how much food to make. Let's recap where we started. First of all, the 20th annual holiday gift fair, Saturday 9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Correct.
They won't throw you, if you're still making deals at 3:03, the cops aren't going to come and throw you out. And you don't have to be here at 9 o'clock to get the best deals, because these vendors are prepared for that.
They are.
And then also on Saturday, the grand opening of the holiday gift shop, and that goes through all the way through until close to Christmas, right?
Yes, and that's when the big deals start happening. Discounts, it's picked over by then, so I suggest you don't wait. Come early, but yes, about Christmas.
Thanks for spending some time with us. We appreciate it. Always good to see you.
You too.
Oh, and next time you need help from us, I'm a phone call away.
I'm keeping that in mind.
Absolutely. I won't use Russ as my go-between anymore. So.
Okay, well, thank you. I appreciate you coming.
It's always good to see you. Right. You watch Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.